story. Well, why did I choose to study mathematics? Why? Why was my favorite question as a kid? Why is the sky blue? Why can't I count all the stars in the night sky? Why can't I have chocolate for lunch? And I looked at the world around me with this wonder in my eyes. I was excited to grow older and be able to understand it. When it got time to go to school, I was excited to learn. As the problems went past who had how many apples, school became less exciting. That wonder slipped away. School became a place to sit still and listen. The harder I tried to do that, the more my mind drifted off. Till I snapped back and realized that I was submitting my math tests half finished because I just couldn't focus. There was this one boy in my class who couldn't focus. He had ADHD. He was a real troublemaker. He couldn't sit still. He kept interrupting class. He kept kicking you under the desk. Since I had become so good at sitting still, they put me to sit next to him so that I could calm him down. Well, there was this one day in class, we were learning about negative numbers. And I was just doing the exercises. And he just wasn't understanding. So I repeated what the teacher said. I showed him my solutions, but hopeless. Then I tried everything else I could think of. I tried drawing it for him. I tried telling him a story about it. I even tried making up a dance. And as I explained, I felt my eyes light up. That became how I studied, using stories, visualizations, always equipped with a 20-pack of highlighters. Now would be a great moment for me to tell you all the life hacks that you can use also to never struggle and never have a problem with studying again, but unfortunately this is not that story. Even though I, with these tricks up my sleeve, a lot of guidance, and just a bit of spite, managed to submit my math tests, almost finished. But more importantly, I started to enjoy learning again. But now, as the numbers turned into letters, and the letters into Greek letters, and as we started putting hats on the Greek letters, math became hard to visualize. And that wonder faded away again. But that's just part of growing up, isn't it? Not everything can be fun. So in school I studied, I did homework, it was boring, it was hard, couldn't focus. What if I had ADHD? It couldn't be. I'm nothing like that boy that used to make me sit next to. I could sit still, I could not kick people. Even though I dismissed it, it kept bugging me. And so at some point I decided to get tested. I play with the other kids during recess. Agree or disagree? I think you gave me the wrong test. Nah, we don't usually get people your age, so just fill this one out, it's the only one we have. Okay, I play with the other kids during recess. Agree. I share my toys with the other kids. Agree. Keep in mind, I was 18 at the time. Well, after a lot of other tests, I got the results. I have ADHD. A weight was lifted off my shoulders. It wasn't all my fault. It was the ADHD's fault. I imagined a world in which I didn't have ADHD. All the assignments I would have certainly submitted weeks before the deadline. All the exams I would have definitely got an 11 out of 10 on. All the things I could have done. I started thinking about this me without the ADHD. When it got time to choose a study, I chose mathematics. It's not that I didn't enjoy it, but it was the subject that I found it hardest to focus on, and the one I had the worst grade in. But the me without ADHD wouldn't have these problems anymore. So when I got on that plane to uni, I decided I'm leaving the ADHD behind. But that's not how it works, does it? You see, it just followed me on the next plane over, and every time I tried to study, it pulled on my hair and showed me all the other things that I should do instead. As if it was saying, math isn't what you should do. When I looked around at all the other people, it seemed like they were excited to study. Excited? Pure mathematics. I was excited once too. I looked at math with wonder in my eyes. Where did that go? I set out to find it. This time it hid in the form of projects, hands-on projects, more applied courses, and a lot of courses entirely outside of math. And the more I focused on the wonder, the less and less things there were that I should focus on instead. And if I really felt like I should focus on them, why not pursue that next? I realized also it had been a while since I thought about this me without ADHD. She probably wouldn't have needed colors and stories to understand the world. And she probably wouldn't have fought so hard to look for the wonder. So today, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, but I do know I want to follow the wonder.